I just want to introduce myself. I am Samantha from Devoted to Her. Thank you so much for coming to the first annual Devoted to Her Women's Health Wellness Expo. This day means so much to me because I am a 2-time cancer survivor, and I wanted to do this in hopes of just helping women learn how to pour into themselves, how to take care of themselves, because we cannot pour from an empty cup even though we try. And so I just really wanted to just help everyone just have a day to meet with all the vendors and listen to the amazing women that are going to give presentations, and hope that you can take something back with you that'll help you in your life. So thank you all for being here. First up, we have Ms. Dori Shackleford from Doterra. I personally love essential oils, and I am a wellness advocate right along with her. She is full of a plethora of information, so she's first up, so I'm going to turn it over to her.
I want to say thank you, Samantha, for hosting us today. We appreciate you so much. I have to use my cheat sheet because I have a lot of information to share in a short amount of time. So if you're not familiar with essential oils, they're actually the essence of a plant. The concentrated, highly potent chemical compounds. I'm not going to go too much into the scientific part of it yet, but just think about the roots, the stems, the flowers, the bark. All that stuff is where essential oils come from. Just to hone it in a little bit more, when you zest a lemon or an orange, you know how you get that big whip right away? That's an essential oil. Essential oils give the plant its scent. It protects it from hazardous environmental conditions, and even assists it with pollination. Essential oils have been used for centuries. We go back, you think about your grandparents, how kind of the weird stuff that they did, like have a boil of steaming whatever, and you put a towel over your head, and you know the vapors come up. I don't know if they had essential oils at the time or not, but that's, you know, that holistic natural stuff. They did that. And you go further back to the ancient civilizations, Egyptians, they started out using essential oils. Aromatherapy, personal care, healthcare practices, religious ceremonies, which are still in our churches today, beauty treatments, and food preparation, all with essential oils. And let's see, we have increasing scientific evidence now. So it's not just a word of mouth thing. It's just like my grandma did it, so I'm going to do it. There is scientific evidence now that shows that essential oils can effectively and safely be used in a wide range of day-to-day practices. So how do they work? When you open a pure, unadulterated essential oil, 100% pure oil, your senses are instantly filled with the aroma, the scents, even from a distance. And every essential oil varies in its makeup, so all the benefits are going to be unique to that. Peppermint is the oil of a buoyant heart. It's a stimulant. I'm going to use 2 examples, peppermint and wild orange. It can go from helping you feeling hindered to invigorated. Wild orange is the oil of abundance. That can be energizing and help you go from feeling drained to productive. And I'm going to do, if you don't mind, we'll just do a little experiment. I need 2 volunteers. So I need 1 for my peppermint and 1 for my orange. Anybody? Okay, come up. What we're going to do is you're going to put 1 drop of wild orange in one hand and 1 drop of peppermint in the other hand. I'll let you go around and do that for your guest. Go around the room. You're going to give each person 1 drop in their hand. Okay? And then in the other hand, you're going to put a drop of wild orange. So if you want to follow along behind her.
Oh, she got that. That's okay.
Now what you're going to do is rub your hands together with the 2 oils together. We're going to blend them. And then you're going to cup your hands, breathe in 3 times. And you're going to get that essence. And one thing you learn too is, now try to think of something negative. Is it going to happen? Wild orange and peppermint together, it makes everything positive in your life. So, and then what's left over on your hands, rub it on the back of your neck. Rub it on your shoulders. Thank you. And you need to get some for you, yes. So we never waste the oils. You rub it on your body somewhere.
Yeah. As you see.
You girls are getting all creative with the oils here, aren't you? Yes. Yeah, peppermint's going to open the sinuses. There's so many benefits from the essential oils, and this is just 2 that you've had today. So, and that reminds me too, reflexology. If you're familiar with reflexology and essential oils, the head is represented by the big toe. So if you have a headache, you can put peppermint on your big toe, put your shoe on, nobody has to smell all the peppermint around you, and then you're going to benefit in your head. Okay. The 3 ways we can use essential oils are internally, aromatically, and topically. So we've just done the aromatic part. You breathe in 3 times, you put it on you topically, and some oils can be taken internally, not all of them. I work with Doterra, and I've researched them thoroughly, so I know that's the brand I want. So if you have other essential oils at home, please be very cautious with what you use. Don't do any of the things I say with those oils because I can't guarantee they will work the same way. So just a word of caution on that. So essential oils can transform our lives. Day to day, our products have become filled with synthetic products. We buy an apple now, for example. It's not the same apple that our grandparents had. It's been processed, chemicals are in there, and so it's very hard to eat naturally even though we're trying to eat naturally. So that's where supplements with oils and things like that can come in and help you. 100% pure oils offer alternatives to the synthetic products. Lemon, for example, will detox your body. It helps to filter out the liver. So I like to use a lot of oils in my water. And I use a lemon every once in a while, and it helps filter some of the yuck out of your liver. That's a good filtering one. So each oil has its own chemical makeup, so there's dozens of benefits. Frankincense, for example, has over 800 healing properties in that we know of right now. There could be more as time goes on. So what does peppermint actually help you with that you've just tried today? It can help with nausea, indigestion, vomiting, heartburn, gastritis, irritable bowel syndrome, mental or chronic fatigue, fevers, hot flashes, headaches, migraines, respiratory congestion, asthma, and sinusitis. That's just a tiny list, okay? Wild orange, depression, fear, isolation, irritability, lack of energy, creativity, and productivity, cellular regeneration, heartburn, sluggish bowels, diarrhea, colic, and jaundice. Again, that's just another small tip. Now you might be wondering, do essential oils have side effects? They do. It could help you get rid of allergies, brain fog, memory issues. That's the peppermint. Muscle stiffness and tension. Wild orange, side effects that can help you relieve stress and anxiety, get rid of addiction withdrawals, excessive appetite, or menopause. So when you use essential oils, you have all these natural solutions that just open up your world. Help you get rid of the toxins in your body, help get rid of some of that synthetic stuff that's in your homes. You can tailor them to your specific needs, and rather to be forced to settle with a generic solution like we still always recommend you to go to your family doctor because you need to have that blood work done, you need to have your annual physical and find out what's going on. But when they prescribe you, like for me, my cholesterol's rising, you got to get on a statin, you have to get on a statin, she keeps telling me, like, no, I'm going to use my essential oils, and I'm working on that. I'm still, every once in a while, I'll switch up the combination a little bit, but I'm still borderline. I'm not jumping up too much, so I'm getting there, but it's can be a little work in progress. So how do I help you? What I do is research. I educate, a wellness advocate and educator. So you give me a list of the things that you are working on right now in your lifestyle. I will come back with a list of the 5 top essential oils or products that's recommended for you. And then if you have multiple conditions going on, I narrow that down. So I don't want you to buy like 10 products when you really only need 1. So that's what I do. I work with you that way. I do not charge for this. And I also have a scanner called an iTovi scanner. And that is about the size of a roll of quarters. You hold it in your hand in about 5 minutes. It's going to tell us what oils your body needs right now, emotionally and physically. And then we can go from there to narrow down. And I do offer that as a complimentary service as well. So do you have any questions for me? And I brought several of my books. I have books on pregnancy. You can use essential oils with your pets. There's actually a book written about that, Spoil Your Pet. So some oils can be used with your pets. And again, I'm talking about Doterra's oils. Emotions are huge. A lot of times when we figure out what's going on emotionally, and deal with that, a lot of our physical problems start subsiding. So that's really huge too. So, anything for anybody else? Alrighty. Samantha's maybe back downstairs. I'm not sure which one's up next for our speaker, but I should take a little break here. And I do, downstairs at my table, I am offering a door prize if you haven't signed up for that yet.
Here she is.
And, oh, good time. So, yep, we're ready for the next one. Oh. I have to use a lot of notes. I don't like public speaking. I'm more of a one-on-one girl.
I'm right with you, Dori.
And I've also, any of the ladies coming up next, if you want to put on some adaptive, you roll it on your wrist, any of the speakers coming up, it's helps with anxiety. And I put that on. I also put some peace on, so either one, or you could just snip it if you don't want to wear that. But so, it helps calm me down. I'll still talk while she's waiting. I'm a melanoma survivor. I had that on my chin. And before I went in for my surgery, I had to have, I was put out to have the surgery. And I rolled peace on my wrist before I went in. And I'm just like, let's do this. I'm ready to go. And it's just like, it happened. And then from there, I had 2 years of plastic surgery. And so here I am. So thank you all.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dori.
You're welcome.
All right, next up, I have Miss Jessica Reed. She is a family nurse practitioner. So she's about to come up and school us on some things. Come on, Miss Jessica.
Sorry for my tardiness.
You're forgiven.
As I was trying to figure out what was going on. And so, yes, my name is Jessica Reed. I am a family nurse practitioner that specializes in bone health. And so I used to have a office, or I was working down in an office down in Winter Haven. And so I was in interventional pain management. And so basically what that is that patients would come to me who have chronic pain, which means it lasts for 6 months or longer. And our goal was to address the pain from an underlying cause standpoint, not always just write a prescription for something that is going to create another problem for you. So today I'm going to talk about bone health or joint pain in women as we get older, as we age, because that was a big area for me. Yeah, I got the car accidents. Yeah, I got the slip and falls. But it was usually people who are aging, and when it kind of ties back over to the addiction, most people don't wake up one day and just decide I'm going to be addicted to pain pills. It was a surgery, it was an injury, it started a slippery slope, and now we have all of these problems. So we were trying to address this from the underlying cause. So what I wanted to talk about today is, as we get older, just from the aging process itself, you were experiencing some loss of bone density. It doesn't mean you lived a bad life, you've been making poor choices. It's just the nature of you've been blessed enough to say good morning a bunch of times. So as you get older, these things are going to happen. And so from that standpoint, I used to always try to speak to my patients from a, let's be proactive, not reactive. So let's try to prevent it before it starts, because this starts out initially with what is called osteopenia. So what osteopenia means is that you start to lose the density inside of the bone. So what that breaks down even further to is now you're losing the strength of the bone, what actually keeps it solid, what actually allows you to support your own weight and things of that nature. As more things or more time passes, if you don't address the osteopenia, it becomes osteoporosis. So now you have osteopenia where the bone density is no longer strong inside, and you have osteoporosis where the bone is now starting to shrink. So now you have a smaller bone that's not as stronger, and you are a safety risk, because as soon as you suffer a fall, you take one bad step, you're going to experience some injuries that, so I have seen it as simple as somebody reaching up in a cabinet for a glass and they fracture a vertebrae because the bone is so brittle now. So what you want to do is make sure that you address it before it even gets a chance to begin. And so this doesn't require to take you a pill. You don't have to get a shot for this. Simple things like just walking, participating in weight-bearing exercises. So walking, gardening, elliptical machines, something that requires you to at least put a little bit of weight on your feet for a minimum of 15 to 20 minutes a day. And it doesn't even have to be every day. It can be every other day, but it needs to be a part of your regular routine, the same way you get up and brush your teeth, the same way you get up and eat breakfast and drink coffee. Because if you don't, what you will see on the back end of it is the shoulda, woulda, couldas, and I see this every day, all day. I am no longer in private practice. I no longer see chronic pain. Well, I shouldn't say no longer. Once a quarter, I still do injections for degenerative arthritis, but that's a different thing. But I work right here in Cohatch. That is actually how I met Sam. I have an office downstairs on the first floor. The Optum Surge QTC, it says emergency MD on the door. So I see veterans full time now. So I do disability exams for veterans. And one of the number one areas that I get seen for is, hey, I hurt my back in service. Hey, I hurt my neck in service. Hey, I've had this knee pain since Vietnam. So again, it's always a bone related issue as well. So from a intervention standpoint, things that we can do on ourselves, just a simple well-balanced diet. So your calcium-rich food, so that's going to be your dairy products. You want to make sure you have a good diet in that. You want to make sure, seeds, leafy greens, so your kale, your collard greens, whatever your choice is. Tofu, salmon, all of these things are calcium-rich, dense food. The other thing you can do is literally spend 30 minutes outside. We live in Florida. There's not too many places you gonna come. You could go outside and you go duck and dodge the sun. It's not gonna work. So 30 minutes a day, because it activates the natural vitamin D in your skin. So if you've had blood work at your primary care doctor and they tell you your vitamin D level is deficient, doesn't necessarily mean you have to take a vitamin D supplement. You can help, it will help, but you can also do that as well. That's another one of those preventative things. Now you want to do it safely, because we also see the other side of that being skin cancer. So you don't want to trade out not having broken bones to die I got skin cancer. So you have to find a healthy balance. But that is one of the things you can do that does not require you to take another pill. You can also, like I said, with the weight bearing exercising. So, this park, because I work downstairs, I literally walk this park every day. So a lot of the people that are over here are homeless veterans. So some of us are on first name basis because I see them every day. But literally every day I walk this park for a minimum of 30 minutes, and I usually have a book in my hand. I walk and read at the same time. That is what my exercise of choice is. But I don't want to have these issues, and because I see this, because I work in this field, because I know I'm at risk for it, we're more likely to get it than men, again, because you're going to take a hit once you hit menopause, and it continues to decline from there. You cannot stop that, but you can slow it down as much as you can, and the best thing you could do is try to keep it from being, starting to begin with. So you don't want those fractures in your vertebrae because you accidentally stepped off the curb road. We have all seen the people that are walking over, they no longer can stand up straight. And it's not, and I say it at least once a week. I love when somebody brings their spouse along, they be like, if he would just sit up straight, his back, when I was like, you know what, I'm so glad he brought you today. I'm so glad he brought you today, because the reality is, you don't have a bad back because you have bad posture. You have bad posture because you have a bad back. It's really not that you can't stand up straight. It's that it hurts to stand up straight. And when you stand up straight, even when you're not purposefully pulling everything tight, you have a tendency to bring those bones together. They clamp down on those nerves, and it doesn't feel good. So that's why you see the people in the grocery store on the buggy. That's why if you're in your kitchen and you're washing dishes, you can only do it for so long before you're now leaning on that sink. And it's because when you lean forward like that, it opens that space up and it's not so painful. So those are all of the things that kind of lead into it being a bigger issue for it. But very simple. Eat a balanced diet. Get you some vitamin D through some sunlight, and literally find a little bit of time to incorporate just some simple walking, even if you just walk to your mailbox and back to the house from there. So if anybody has any questions or anything, like I said, I am a permanent resident downstairs. I used to actually have an office up on the third floor, and then they moved me downstairs because it was a little bit difficult for my veterans in the wheelchairs and on the walkers to try to get up to the third floor. So I am usually here 6 days a week. I normally work Saturday mornings, but I took the day off for this. So, but yeah, if you guys have any questions, again, my name is Jessica, and so very nice to meet everyone. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. All right, so we talked about physical health. So now we're going to talk about mental health. And we have Miss Madalene Hargrove from Concord Mental Therapy. And she's going to come and she's going to bless us. And come on up, Madalene.
Hello, you all. It's such a pleasure to be able to be in front of you all and be able to share some things with you. Hopefully you find it educational and you at least take one thing with you. Like she said, my name is Madalene, Roserie-Hargrove. I'm with Conquer Mental Therapy. I have been practicing for about a decade now. Right now I am working with women, more so mothers. I specialize in burnout, loss of identity, depression, anxiety, lack of confidence, low self-esteem. So you can get to know me a little better, I am a mother. I have 4 children, 24, 3, and 1. So, yes, 24 and 1. It's a blessing, of course, and it is such a pleasure to be able to do what I'm doing and still minister to them as God leads me to. I just want to start off letting you guys know mental health is very serious. Serious for a lot of women. Statistically, there's 1 out of 5 women who are suffering from anxiety, depression, and a combination of both. This week I have been praying and asking Lord, what should I share with you today? Because there's so much information that's out there. But my goal is for you to take something away. So I decided to bring in mental health and faith. It's very important to me, and I know one thing is number 1 is important to him. So if I'm called to do this, I have to put him first. What he shared with me today, I remember sitting down on my couch and I had a envelope in my hand, and he said to me, the Holy Spirit said to me, do you want to be made whole? And I remember putting it down to tend to my little ones. And when I was in the process of taking them a shower or a bath, I said, wait, Jesus, do you want to be made whole? Because a lot of people are suffering mentally, right? And I'm going to ask you that question, something to think about. Do you want to be made whole, or do you know someone that wants to be made whole, right? He has given me, I think it's Luke 10:27, if I'm not mistaken. It says to love your Lord your God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your strength, and with all your soul. We have to understand that this is the temple of the Holy Spirit. In order to serve him correctly, we have to take care of our temple, and that includes spiritually, that includes socially, that includes mentally, and that includes biologically, right? So when he gave that to me, and I'm like, yeah, I think we all want to, but we need to know how. If we don't know the foundation, then how can we? So as I continue, he gave me, excuse me one moment, I think it was John 5, and I'm going to read it, okay? And this is like a parable. And it states, there's basically a man. Jesus was heading to Jerusalem to go and do miracles like he typically do. And during this time, there was a man, they say it was a crowd of people. It was people who were blind, people who were paralyzed, and people who were lame. And that word paralyzed stood out to me. And the reason is because we can be paralyzed mentally if we don't deal with it. You know, it can start off as something small, but it can, if we don't deal with it, it can be significant and turn out where we need help, crisis. We in a crisis situation. And it says there was a pool where the angels come and stir that pool. And he asked this paralyzed man, or this man who had infirmity, do you want to be made whole? And the man responded back and say, no, sir. That right there stood out to me. You know why? Because he made an excuse. He was paralyzed in that way for 38 years. And sometimes we be paralyzed since the birth of what has been happening to us until we get an adult and realize, oh my gosh, things has been happening to me since I've been a child, and I have done nothing about it. So now you see that it's not only happening to you as an adult, you can see the patterns. The Bible says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind, right? Don't be conformed to this world, right? So what does that look like? Sometimes, a lot of times when we're little, things that we've been taught, that is not even biblical for us to get that beneficial help, mental help that we need, right? So now God is coming in and saying, I have to transform you. The way that mama and daddy did, they were sick too. Grandma and grandpa then was sick too. So therefore, he wants us to change our thought process, because it starts up here. When it starts up here, when everything is okay up here, guess what? We start to feel whole again. We start moving in the way that God created us to be. Because if not, we deteriorate and we stay paralyzed. So he says, do you want to be made whole? And the man said, no, sir. Because, and then he gave another excuse, there's people going in before me. Despite all of that, we serve a wonderful God. He said nothing. He said, take up your mat and get up. That speaks volume, because despite of what we're going through, God still come in and do what he needs to do for us. He healed us from the crown of our head to the sole of our feet. We can take up our mat and walk in the healing that he has called us to be. We don't have to be paralyzed anymore. We all have a part to play. God have his part, we have our part, right? So if he sent us to somewhere, especially if it's a friend, it got to be a supportive friend, right? Mm-hmm. That's going to give you wisdom. Not just anybody just saying things to you just to say it. They have to have wisdom, right? Because that's what's going to give you good counsel and get you to where you need to go. So when I was reading, when he said, get up and take your mat and walk, Jesus, he didn't even reply back to him, and he knew his troubles. He knew what he was going through, because a lot of times we don't believe that God knows our trouble, but he knows our heart. He sees what we're going through, and he's willing to be there. But we have to have the faith, that substance, even when we can't see it and we don't know it's there, we're walking in that path. I know I serve a healer. I know I serve a provider. I know whatever it is, he's going to do what he set out to do for my life. And so I kind of just share that with you to just let you know, like, no matter what you're going through, we are here to help you. This is a community of women that wants to be able to start you with the healing process, from your thoughts to your feelings to your behaviors. That's basically what this mental health condition is. It starts from the feelings, the thoughts, the feelings, and then it's into your behavior. We start doing things based off our thoughts. And that if it's not good and it's not lining up with what the Lord says, anything less than that, it can ruin your life. I just want to share that. Hopefully you'll be able to take something from that. I do want to give you some things to work on, as you start the healing process, is have a strong support system, right? If you don't have a strong support system, connect with people that do. Look for mental health therapists. I know people come to me even when they're well, but the thing is they want to continue that. So don't be afraid to seek out mental health. It's just like your physical health. There's nothing different, right? If you have that mindset, I'm seeking help just like I'm seeking my physical help, all will be well, right? You don't let stigma stray you from getting what you need, right? Don't let it stop you from getting what you need. Okay, so I don't know if you guys have any questions for me. No?
All right, since we are talking mental health, we have one of my favorite people, Latisha Anderson. She has a powerful testimony, but she is one of the most amazing people that I've had the pleasure of meeting in a very long time. and she is our mindset coach, and she is our keynote speaker for the day. So let's give her a round of applause.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Okay. So I'm all about visuals and everything and demonstrations. So can y'all just take one sheet and then pass it to her? And if you got a pen, get a pen. If not, I'll ask if Samantha can pass out the pens for me.
Absolutely.
They're back down. They should be back there on the table. It's like one inside the box, one not inside the box. It's a few. Thank you. Okay, so I am a master mindset coach, and I know everybody and their mama is a coach about something, right? And to the point to where I was just sick of it and tired of it, because people say that they're life coaches. When in order for you to be a life coach, you have to have the ability to do what? Produce, right? If you're not producing nothing, then you're not no life coach, right? And then if you're a coach, that means you have the ability to take somebody's gift and or skill and make it better, right? So you're empowering them to do certain things. So if you can't produce no life and you can't coach nobody, then you need to stop, right? But you got to shift your mindset, right? Because sometimes that sounds so mean. How you going to tell somebody they can't do that? Because I'm licensed to do that. I'm certified I can do that, but I know it when I see it. So who knew everything that I went through was going to put me in this place, right? Life was beating me up since I came in this world. I came in this world, me and my mother are 14 years apart. My daddy was 5 years older than my mama. Now, she lied about her age, because she wasn't built like she was only 13 years old. She was built like she was like 17, 18. So he just went by what she said. On top of all of that, both of them were PKs, preacher's kids. So, again, my whole journey started like a statistic. Because my mother, because this was the truth back in the day. So when you commit a sin, what happened? You got a baby out of wedlock, what's going to happen? They shunned her. So she came to church because God was like, that little baby needs to get the word. But she had to sit in the back of the church, right? Now, this is the weird thing. Because after church, everybody talked to her. I had 2 baby showers. I got 2 sets of godparents, all from the same church. But in service, when they get in the word, nobody couldn't say nothing to her. They couldn't acknowledge her. They had to walk right past her. And she had to sit in all of that, right? Not knowing that the very thing she was carrying was something so great, she didn't even realize. Now, my daddy, because it was his daddy's church, so he playing drums. Ain't nothing happening to him. He's still playing drums, still doing everything that he wanted to do. But who knew that my journey was going to start so traumatic, right? My mother was 13 years old. She didn't graduate high school. I think she made it to the 11th or the 12th grade. And then on top of all of that, my mother was having her own private battles because my father was very abusive, but nobody knew it because my daddy was very charismatic. So when I got older, growing up in an abusive household seemed normal. So my daddy was beating my mama. I had a brother that passed away, and some of the things that my dad did to my mother, that contributed, but he had health issues. So it's like, okay, now you're growing up. Now, we moved back from Fort Lauderdale, and here I am, going to my auntie house, because my dad still beat my mama now, so ain't nothing changed that. He would leave for a couple of days, and then we didn't have any food, because my mother couldn't keep a job, because every time she did, he would go shore-eyed. So she couldn't stay there too long because she's sleeping with everybody, right? So my dad left one time for a whole weekend. And my mother was like, Tisha, you don't have nothing to eat. And I'm going to show you how mindset shifts when you refuse to allow what you see to dictate how you operate. So we ain't had no food, and I'm not exaggerating. We had nothing in the house but an easy bake oven that somebody had got me for Christmas. Now, I don't know if y'all know what that is. But an easy bake oven is them little ovens that had the little light in it. And all you could do was cook a cake. And I had two of the little packets. And all she had was the water, because the water was on that time. And she made us a cake. And I remember that memory, out of all the stuff that my dad put us through, that stuck with me. Because in spite of all that stuff, my mama said, T, we're going to have cake for dinner tonight. Amen. We're going to have some cake. You're going to have your own cake, and I'm going to have my own cake. And I was like, so that memory, in spite of all the hell we was going through, that stands out the most. Because it takes a mindset to say, in spite of what it looks like, in spite of what it feels like. In spite of what I hear, I got to make the best out of this situation. Because God always provided. I ain't never go to bed hungry. Neither did she. We ain't never not have lights. Now, they might have been out for a little bit. But then they were back on, right? Or water, however you want to look at it. So, again, now I'm leaving that situation and I'm going to my auntie house. Because she got like 5 kids, right? So, I'm over there to play with her. But she done married a predator. Well, dated one. Child molester, pervert, a rapist. So now I'm over there playing with my cousins, minding my own business. And this grown man said, hey, leave it, because that's my nickname. Come in here. Come in the house. So I'm thinking I'm getting in trouble. And he said, I want to teach you how to play mama and daddy the right way. So now all I remember, because this is a very, again, my mama memory, but I have this very strong memory. Because I had on some Jordan jeans. And he stood me up on the toilet, and he was like, I'm going to show you how to do this for real. And I remember that he tucked down my clothes, and all I remember, because it was good, I ain't get it in. He had a styrofoam cup. Y'all know what he put in the styrofoam cup, because he had got that excited, right? I was 3. So now, my daddy beating my mama, and the one person I could go play with the kids, because, you know, my auntie had a lot of kids, I'm getting violated. But I don't have a clue as to really what's going on. But I'm not saying nothing. I ain't telling nobody. Nobody ain't said nothing. All they know is my attitude done changed. Now I don't want you to say nothing to me. So then let's fast forward. Now I get older. Now, I'm not getting raped anymore. But what I noticed is that anybody that's ever in this situation, you feel like it's something on your forehead. Like everybody know you ain't going to say nothing. Mm-hmm. So everybody that I came in contact with had that spirit. Right? Now, if you're not careful, you'll start to believe that's the only thing that's attractive to you. Because that's what you're reflecting. You ain't saying it. The men you done dated, as you get, I want y'all to think about it. The men you dated, if you've ever been violent, they tend to have that spirit. And you like, why am I attracted to this? Because that's the seed that was planted. Mm-hmm. And because we didn't realize we was watering it. Every time we felt rejected, every time we believed that's all we deserved, we was just watering it. Just watering it, and we just throwing water on it, and we just letting that thing grow, because nobody ain't never tell us no different. Nobody ain't say, Tisha, that's not love. So when I met my husband, because I don't pass for a lot that happened, I met my husband. Now he talking different. And I was like, no, what is he talking about? Like, what is this? What is this love stuff? What he mean? Because I'm not cute. I don't have that perfect shape. I got a learning disability. I can't read that good. What is he talking about? And he's telling me I'm pretty. He lying. He just trying to get in my underwear. Right? And I was going to give it to him anyways because, again, that was my way of controlling the situation. Because when I was 3, I couldn't say no. I ain't know how to. So now I'm going to dominate this. Right? But this whole time, something inside of me saying, girl, this ain't life. Girl, this ain't how you're supposed to be. But I'm still going through all these crazy temptations. Right? So we're going to pause right there because I want to read the scripture to y'all because literally you have to take the word and live it. Mm. The word is living. Mm. There's a reason it say that. Because if it's living, words have power, we give them life. Words have life, we give them power. That's how they're able to live. Words give life, be it good or bad. Mm-hmm. Words can build up and words can destroy. And ain't nobody got to ever put their hands on you. If somebody say you ain't gonna never be nothing, after a while you don't even hear the person voice that said it. You said it to yourself. I ain't gonna never be nothing, and you just keep watering it, watering the rejection, watering the self-doubt. So this is what I want y'all. I'm gonna read this to y'all real quick. James 1. My brother, count it all, every bit of it, all of it, all count it, all joy when you fall into diverse temptations. So everything. So even when I was being promiscuous by choice, right? That was temptations. But I got to count that joy. Even when I wanted to kill some people. Not just myself, but some people because they had really hurt me. Count it all because I had been tempted. I had been provoked. I'm supposed to count all that joy? Yeah. Let me tell you why. Knowing this, that the trying of your faith. Now, bro, wait a minute. You trying my faith? I didn't ask to be violated. But you try my faith? Because the trying of my faith worketh patience. So I need patience? Now wait a minute. I was little when all this stuff took place. I didn't ask for this, but yet you were molding me, right? A lot of us say we believe in God, but we don't believe God. That's it with y'all for a minute. Because see, all that cracks and all that dirty stuff and all that stuff you don't want nobody to see, that's the stuff He molded. Because it's working something. It's working in your favor, right? But let patience have her perfect work. You don't need to be perfect, but your patience do. I don't ever have to. As a matter of fact, I will not be. But my patience have to be perfect. Why? That you may be perfect and entire. Right? I'm going to be whole. As long as I let patience do what she's supposed to do. I can't be whole if I don't let patience do what she's supposed to do. I ain't going to be whole. And I'm not going to be entire. Right? Knowing and wanting for nothing. I said all that to say this. Right? When you let patience do what she needs to do, you are wanting for nothing. See, I had to work myself through patience so I don't have a lack of wanting love from nobody. I don't have this need to feel wanted. I don't feel rejected because patience did what she needed. Now, I had to go through hell to get that patience now because I was like, ooh, I don't like this, right? I know nobody want to be talking about they was raped and violated and stuff, right? Who knew God was going to take that dirty stuff and use me to empower other people, right? So I can talk about all this stuff. And I don't have to cry because I've been equipped, because patience has given me that barrier where I can stand in the room and I can sense it, see it, and point it out. And I don't have to cry with you. I just be an example and say, babe, you see me? This could be you, but greater, but greater, but greater. Never want to be what somebody else is, because you don't know what they went through.
That's right.
To do what they got.
That's right.
Now, don't want to be me, because I just told y'all a little bit. Don't want to be here, but whatever you went through, keep letting that thing just chip away, right? And so as you begin to embrace your ugly intentionally, that hurts, because that means I had to bring all this stuff, all of it. The being raped, the being violated, being abused, being a bully, and being bullied, and bring it all in, feeling rejected. And I had to do this to it, right? I ain't want to, because that hurts. Because healing hurts. People don't understand that. You want to be a miracle, and you want God to give you one, but you don't want the mess that comes with the miracle. It's mess that come with it. It's doubt that come with it. It's frustration that come with it. It's confusion. But you want it. Oh, God, make me a miracle. You sure? That's what you want. Because when it started coming, now you want to rebuke the devil because you don't know no difference. He said all things give thanks. Stop rebuking the devil. You give him too much credit. The devil ain't studying you. That's God. Ooh, the enemy knew what I was trying to do. Well, you've been trying to do that forever. He's not bothering you. I know that sounds mean, but you been... Every time I go to try, it's the enemy. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That is not the enemy. That is you. And you're going to have to figure out, like, why every time I go to start something, it seems like resistance comes. Because that's what you want to happen. Because you don't want to do follow through. You don't want to complete it. You want to talk about it. You want to talk about, oh, God is working on me. I'm getting healing right now. You said this 6 months ago, but we had the same conversation like 6 months ago. With the same revelation, nothing happened because we've been conditioned to trauma. We've been conditioned to abuse. We've been conditioned to neglect. So when I bring all this ugly stuff right here, and I hold it, and I have to bring it in piece by piece, because healing, listen, it ain't all happening at one time, so you're not going to all get healed at one time. I know that's what my grandmother be teaching us, you know, the scriptures, the woman with the issue of blood and everything. When she touched her, and she was immediately made whole. What they forget to tell you about, they don't do it long, is how long she had that ailment. 12 years. When she was talking about the man at the pool of Bethesda, how long he had that ailment.
38 years.
I've been trying to get in this water, and these jokers don't even help me. So now I just believe that it ain't meant for me. But you have to shift your mindset. Your mindset has to be to receive God's miracle. Your mindset has to be in a place. You got to have faith for the miracle. And again, how I get faith? Well, the trying of my faith. Oh, so my faith gonna be tried? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All day, every day. Because all that stuff I just told y'all, right? All that stuff that just happened to me. So I had a conversation with God because in 2020, these people say I had a brain tumor. So me and God had a conversation. I had my own theory how this is going to go. I say, well, I done been through enough in my life. So you going to go ahead on and dissolve this tumor, and it's not going to grow. Because these people say this is a slow growing tumor, God. And so therefore, they're going to see me in like 40 years. That's what people say. That's not what God said, because in 2 years, it doubled in size. So by 2022, I had already started losing my hearing. I couldn't even hardly close this. I had to stop driving. I had to close down my business. My brick and mortar, I had to shut it down. I had to get a little handicap stick. I cried when I had to get that stick. I was like, what? And then because I was thankful that she didn't take my license away, because I had common sense. Like, I'm not driving an hour, maybe 30, 15 minutes. I wanted to celebrate different things, stuff like that. And God was like still working on me, right? Because I had my way. But I had to yield because I had to change my mindset. Because sometimes we have a way we want the miracle to look. Miracles are ugly and they messy. And I had to drop my own way. My way was no surgery, and that this tumor was going to shrink. Now, because I seen other people, they testified. The lump was there. And when they went back, the lump was gone. And I was one that was running around the church with them. And baby, when they looked, my tumor was there. And they just had no double this time. I was like, oh, so this what we doing? So 3 days going into 2023, I was in the bed. I had one of the worst headaches I ever had. I had started getting them more often. End of February, I called my husband and my kids in the room, and I called my mom on the phone, and I'm having this conversation because I know I'm going to die. That's how it felt. I can't explain. It's like I knew that death was creeping up on me. So I'm having a whole conversation. But this was the weird part. I was not scared. I was at peace. The next day, which was a Sunday, my mama drove to Tallahassee. She said, boo, we about to go to the hospital. Okay, that's what we're going to do. We go to the hospital, I go in, the surgeons come in, I get all the MRIs, the CAT scans, and the surgeon says, thank you so much for coming, Latisha, because your brain is swelling. So what you're feeling is that the brain is swelling. And it's water that ain't doing what it's fluid up here, and because your brain it's just like a pocket, just holding it. We got to do something, but we can't do it here, so you got to go to Shands. So I go to Shands so they can drill 2 holes up here. I still have my dreads. My hair was down here. I still have my dreads. They drilled the 2 holes. An hour and a half. They said, now we got to go back in again, Latisha. We got to wait like 3 weeks. I said, okay. Now this ain't what I want here. Because again, now, God, when these people got in here, they could have said, we don't even see nothing. That ain't even what you did, God. Like, they ain't none of that. I mean, even as I was getting ready to go under, I was still believing that they're going to get in here and this thing going to be gone. And God was like, nope, because I didn't tell you that. See, some of y'all be around here believing stuff he ain't even told you. Again, you say you want to be used. Use me for your glory. Well, to get that glory, you got to go through some dirty stuff. To get that light, baby, you got to go through some dirty stuff. So I done waited my 3 weeks. It's time for me to have surgery. But in the midst of that, God started dealing with me about, because I've always done mindset. He said, but when you come out of this, you're going to be a master at what you do. See, a master ain't just you going to school getting an education. It's how long you've been doing this. I am 45 years old. I'll be 46 next month. I've been working on my master's my whole life. I didn't even know that. I've been getting that degree. I've been getting that education. I've been getting that wisdom and that that knowledge and that understanding. So now I can pour wisdom into other people. This didn't happen overnight. I'll be a lying to say it again. It did not. On March 28th, I had a 16-hour brain surgery. They gave me the highest doses of anesthesia you can give anybody. And guess what happened? Towards the end of the 16 hours, the nurse there, I had to come tell you this myself. She said, you started waking up. Like your body was like, that's it. I'm done. And so y'all gonna have to do what y'all gonna have to do. They don't prepare me for everything. The people say you're gonna need a trachea and you're gonna have to go to in-house rehab. My greedy self woke up hungry. My mom walked in the room. I said, can I eat? I didn't even say, hey, mama. I just said, can I eat? And she paused. So she go and get the nurse. The nurse said, well, if she want to eat, it'll be okay. can't just watch her. The therapist come in later. She looking at the food. She got the crackers, the ice, and the water in her hand because they got to do a test to see if you can swallow. She said, Latisha, I don't really think we need to do this, but I gotta see you. I gotta see you eat this. She said, I gotta see you drink this. And she just sitting there, she's shaking her head. The therapist comes in the next day. Now, mind you, what I said, I've been in a 16-hour brain surgery. There is no way I'm gonna be able to walk. I don't even know why you tell me, sir. So he coming there, we're gonna do this test. I can't hardly walk. I can't use the bathroom. You gotta remember, I don't have a catheter, all this stuff. So he said, well, I'm gonna ask you a question. Would you be opposed to going to in-house rehab? I said, yes, I would. I'm not going. And so he looks at me. Now, how you angry at my decision? You asked me, I just told you. I said, sir, because this don't make sense. See, this is why you got to be careful what people tell you. Common sense is I'd have been under anesthesia for at least 16 hours. Sir, I'd have been laying in this bed. I couldn't even go pee. And you want me to get up here and walk with you? Of course I can't walk. Duh. I said, no. My husband, who happens to be a PTA, a physical therapist assistant, he had already warned me, Tisha, they going to try to get you to go to this rehab center. Well, I'm a mom, so I'm looking at my husband. I said, well, they got to give me some couple of days to get my stuff together, babe. I need at least 2 days. That was on the Friday. By that Friday, they already had me downstairs. I was out of ICU. They put me in the room. My husband comes every day, and he's doing therapy. And so much that they're dropping down that Latisha had therapy today. Now, ain't no therapist work on weekends. However, my husband was right there. We walking together. They taking pictures. I'm recording, doing everything. Because words have what? Power. We give them life. Words have life. We give them power. I was not going. And I meant it. But you can't say it and don't have faith with it. I couldn't say I wasn't going and then just laid in the bed. Some of y'all like, God gonna heal me. What is you doing to be healed? Right. God gonna deliver me. Well, stop going to Pookie House. How you gonna get delivered if you still going to Pookie House? I grew up in the church, so I know her. I know how you be out there just creeping and think nobody don't know what you're doing. I say, stop going to the altar every Sunday. Where's your faith? How you gonna say that easy? Because God tired of seeing you. Where's your faith? You playing in his face because you don't believe he can deliver. I'm standing here telling you he's a deliverer. I'm standing here telling you he's a healer. I'm evidence that miracles still exist. My mind was made up that I was not opening my business again until the beginning of 2024. By the time I got out, had this surgery, had to go through radiation. The other thing I said I wasn't going to have, God was like, oh, that's so cute. But why you got to do this twice a day, 5 days a week, for like 4 weeks? And in the midst of that, I met other people. And now, again, his glory. And they're seeing it. How are you able to do this? This is not my own strength. And I'd be an idiot to take credit for it. Yeah. Right? So I want y'all to do something. All y'all got y'all pens. I want y'all to write down some stuff that you have yet to forgive yourself for. That you're still holding on to. Right? That's hurting. That you got kind of angry. Because you know we be saying like, well, God took my sins. He throwing them in the sea of forgetfulness. But you ain't forgotten. You have not forgotten what has damaged you. You have not forgotten what has wounded you. You have not forgotten that what has almost killed you. You still holding that thing. He wants you to be free. But I'm going to give y'all an example. I just need y'all to write that down. I don't got no more pens, so whoever got a pen, y'all share it. It don't even have to be long. It can be something simple as I'm still holding hurt, anger, anxiety, rejection, all that kind of stuff. However you want to do it. Because this is where we at now. And then I'm done after this, Samantha. I just got to do this one little thing. And because I'm adamant about closure. And because I realize that a lot of y'all like emotions and stuff and memories and all that stuff that came up. Oh, we ain't finna leave out of here like that. Because I got to close y'all up. I'm a real surgeon. Today. Okay, I don't open you up. And I got to close you back in. Y'all can tell y'all that. Because how many of y'all go to church? Everybody in here? Okay, y'all have been in prophetic services when they have revivals. And then the prophet come and he done laid hands on everybody in church. But if he gonna be there 3 days, he ain't closing nobody. I want y'all to understand this. He's not closing because he needs to be able to read. But when they do that, the danger is, now you know when because you still open. And you're like, oh my God, this person came to me and ministered to me. And this person came to me and ministered to me. That's because you did. And you don't even realize it. because you're still looking for answers. You're still looking to be healed. You're still looking to be made whole. And anybody who's gifted, I ain't say gifted in God, I just said gifted, they can read you. And because he didn't take the time, or she didn't take the time to close you. Because they're not going to close you until they leaving, okay? So they going to leave you open for them 3 days. You got to learn how to close yourself and say, okay, it is finished. I'm done. And when it's time to go back, open up to receive, because you don't want to receive everything. Everything not for you. Does that make sense? Okay. Now I'm going to take y'all papers. Put them in here. Now you take it, you pass it around. Just drop it in there. Ain't nobody business with yours. Because I got to show y'all this. This thing is so neat. How he gave it to me, I was just like, I don't know how good it's going to work. Because the one last time we did it, everybody had their own bowls, but I like this way better. So we going to see. We going to see how this works. Y'all good? Y'all ain't nobody sad? Don't be sad. Because I'm telling y'all, we about to be free of him. Amen. Now, I don't know how that's going to look. I know I'm going to have y'all release this stuff, and we're going to be done with it. Right? We're going to see how this all work out.
We got some healing going on.
Okay, so there we go. I don't regret. I'm just trying to stay within her time limit. I don't even know what time it is.
It don't matter.
Oh, okay. So, because again, we are in the healing processes, right? Like, think about this. The things that we learned, it is so strategic, the order that she did, right? She did the natural herbs first, because a lot of times we have to do the tangible things, right? So we want to pop a pill. The pill not really helping you like that. The pill creates other symptoms, right? And God is about, He's provided everything that you need. It's right there. But we've been so conditioned to grab a pill. Because it take a mindset to believe them herbs gonna work. Okay, I'm just trying to tell you right now, it really do take a mindset. I did it, I went vegan, and it really works. Because it didn't stop the tumor from growing, but like the way I recuperated and healed, because my blood was doing what it needed to do, I ain't have all that other stuff in my body. Then, the mental aspect. Because some of y'all go to church faithful, but your mind ain't right. You got to heal this way. And then it's me. Now I'm showing y'all how to do it. You see how he work? He work in threes. That's his thing. That's what he do. Right? So now how we do this. Now this is just an example. Because he said, he love us so much that if we sin, he going to dump that thing into the sea of forgiveness. Right? So this y'all see. What's happening? I don't know if y'all can see it.
Washing it.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Look at that. You gotta put, but this is what's gonna happen when you forgive yourself. Look at that. So everything you've been holding on to, when you give it to him, it dissolves. All that stuff. But you gotta forgive yourself. Because he can forgive you all day. You won't be able to appreciate this. You know what some of y'all be saying? I mean, look how thick he is. Duh. But whatever you had, it's gone. The question is, will you pay? How long you walking around here holding this stuff? It's gone. It's all gone. And some of us so technical. I mean, look how thick it is. Of course, we had issues. Ain't nobody said this is gonna be clear. No, ma'am. This is the residue of it.
My Lord.
But you right to remember what you wrote, but I can't see what you wrote. You got to trust God enough to say, He saw me come to Him in secret, and He said, "Oh, thank you." Watch this. So when you go back to Him and say, "You remember when I did this?" He said, "I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm not worthy of this position. I shouldn't even have this because I did this. I don't even know what you're talking about. I can't get no good man because I did this. I don't even know what you're talking about." Well, God, I wasn't the best student. I don't even know what you're talking about. Well, God, I was angry. I don't have a clue. You got to trust Him enough. You got to trust Him enough to believe that He can do this. And when it's all said and done, now I ain't got no place to take it. He'll dump it. And now you start over. Because we still take stuff to Him daily. Yes. Take new stuff, though. Don't keep taking Don't keep taking this stuff to Him. I had to learn that. Like, he ain't crazy. okay, when them disciplines, the disciples, they asked him, they say, because they only asked him one question. Do y'all know what that is? The one question they ever asked him was, teach us how to pray. Right? He said, look, your daddy already know what you in need of. So when you pray, in this is our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Because listen, y'all know it, but I'm going to explain it to you. Our Father, that's what you praying to.
Yeah.
Who art in heaven, that's his address. That's where he living. Hallowed be thy name, or holy be thy name, right? Thy kingdom come, we talk about his kingdom. Thy will be done, we talk about his will in the earth. I know we say on the earth, but the word says in the earth. Because it's in here, right? As it is in what? Heaven. So I need him to do it here, like he do it in his kingdom. Because it has to align, right? Our kingdom comes, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day. Now you get personal, right? Give me this day my daily bread. Give me what I need. Lead me not, right? So listen, I know stuff happens, but don't let lead me into temptation. He's not, because he's not. That's not his thing. He took no man to do evil, right? Lead me not into temptation, but deliver me. Come and get me from all evil, everything. And see, the way you think he gonna come and just scoop you up. When that man was laying on me, he didn't come and get me physically, but mentally, he came and got me. He said, baby girl, I can't get you now. I want to come and get you. I want, because some of y'all think y'all can't go through nothing. He didn't even come get his son. They beat him down to the ground. They tore him up, nailed him to a cross, and he didn't even come and get him. Because there was something greater that had to come out of this. Right. You're not going to get to your next glory until you die to this thing. This is all spiritual.
Yes, it is.
Right? I had to die to teach him, so I can rise to his miracle. Not knowing that, trying on my faith, working his patience. Because how you going to believe in God? And I seen my daddy take my mom by her legs and hang her over a balcony with my little brother, because we was going to go to church. I seen it. This ain't nothing I made up. I saw this. I came through a line of women who have all been raped by men. Every last one of them in my family.
My Lord.
All the women, including my grandmama. Nobody said nothing. Stop all this, I'm breaking generational curses. No, you're not. You ain't breaking nothing. It's called generational silence. You break the silence, you break the curse.
My
I don't know how to
Lord.
say something.
Jesus. Oh.
So when we get to that place, right, we're going to intentionally embrace these ugly things in our life. We don't have no choice. Those are the things that make you unique, genuine, love, and simply you. We are all ugly. The last one of us. Try to exempt.
That's right.
It's just how you look at it. What I went through is a very ugly story. But now I know how to embrace the beauty of that story. How do you embrace the beauty of your ugliness? And I can tell somebody else, and it can empower them. Anybody can encourage you. Not everybody is equipped to empower you. Stop running around here just taking encouragement. Let's be empowered. Because empowerment provides tools and resources needed. Encouragement just, right now, I need that right now. Empowerment lasts a lifetime. So that's all I got to say about that. Oh yeah. I woke up and I went downstairs and I have it's like, so I'm giving away my
Thank you.
Now, hold on, I'm trying to do this. Because I got her already. Come on, Mama. Because I'm trying to remember who I was at the table, and it was like check marks who I saw at the table. And it's on these two right here, because when y'all came through here, when y'all walk right past me, it's like, yeah, you need to go back. That's how I ended up missing half of your stuff, because I had to go downstairs and get the books. I had to get 5 that represents grace. And y'all need to stand in the grace of God. No matter how thick this look, I don't know what y'all wrote. I can't even see it. All right, love y'all. That's it.
I bet y'all didn't know you was going to church today, did you?
It was good.
So I just really want to say thank you to everyone. especially to all our speakers. I never, ever in a million years would have imagined that, cancer, me having cancer twice, would lead to a room full of women being empowered and educated and edified. So I just genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, I thank everyone for being here. I thank you for participating. And I feel like doing a giveaway. So I'm going to go downstairs and grab the tickets. Do you guys have your tickets with you? Your raffle tickets? If you need a ticket, it's not too late to get one. You guys got it? All right, I'll be right back.